What's up, everyone? V here, and I am back after a decent hiatus. Again, I've been a little inconsistent with the videos recently, but this time I have an excuse as to why I was gone for a hot minute. A lot of personal issues the past couple weeks have been going on. Then I also got a concussion, and I felt like I should probably take it easy for at least a week or two, just in case, there's some brain damage or whatnot. There's not. I went to the doctor, at least from what they could tell, there wasn't any brain damage, but you never know. But I was like, I'm gonna take it easy. And then also, there haven't been a lot of figures or interesting things that I've got recently. I feel like there hasn't been too many things that have really given me the urge to want to make a video. And with all the stuff I've had going on, I feel like it wasn't like nothing was pulling me to make a video. But picked up this guy the other day. He seems fun, and also it's a nice, easy figure to get back into the groove of things with, because it's essentially just this figure, which I've already made a video on. Go check that out. But slightly different. Anyway, this is the Marvel Legends Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. How long has it been since this movie's dropped? I feel like it's been like 2.5 years, and we're finally getting some wave 2. Crazy work. But I feel like that's just kind of how Hasbro's been moving recently. I feel like you only get the figures, especially the figures you want, way after the hype has already died down. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to we're going to be at Doomsday still getting some Deadpool and Wolverine figures. I mean, for the ones we've gotten this wave, I'm not disappointed in. Been hard to find them, though. I think Cowboy, Deadpool, and Cassandra's the only ones I found, which, I mean, I want brown suit Wolverine. That's the one I wanted. But I still decided to pick up this guy, and I'm honestly glad. But yeah, of course, this is Wolverine as he appears in Deadpool and Wolverine, specifically the final battle, when he's all damaged up. When he's all, beaten up and scrapped up, and when he actually puts the mask on. This is false advertising. He never looks like this in the movie. He looks like this in the movie. And yeah, this is the most obvious repaint after seeing the movie. I was like, oh yeah, Hasbro's gonna re-release him with the sleeves out, or with the no sleeves and arms out. And yeah, they did, and it's awesome. But yeah, this is the more comic faithful look for him, because again, he doesn't have sleeves in the comics. But before we get into this, surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, because the other Wolverines peak, and this is just basically that same Wolverine. Box, boring, Deadpool and Wolverine, cool little drawings in the back, Wolverine. Something that I am not a fan of, and they better put an end to it quick. Pictures of the figure on the side. No. I liked the cool art. It was kind of getting annoying because they would use either cool stills from the movie or cool concept art. But then there's a weird era many moons ago, 10 years ago, where they were using pictures of the figures. Didn't care for that, but then we moved past that. We were back to the concept art. Now we're back to the pictures of the figures. And I don't mess with that, because now I don't want a picture of the figure on the box. I already got the figure. Anyway, I want the cool concept art. At this point, I'm going to just toss the box. Anyway, looking at the wave, we got Wolverine, Blade. He look a little goofy in person. I can't lie. The head sculpt's a little dodgy. I can't lie. Want him. I forgot her name. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's her name? I know it's Oh, God. X. It's something with an X. Wow, the X-Men characters, something with an X. It's gonna come to me, and I'll remember it. X-23, there it is. Cowboy, Deadpool, and Cassandra. I will probably only get him, and we'll definitely do a review if I get him. Probably won't. Definitely not gonna buy him. Definitely not gonna buy. I don't care enough. Hot take. Can I throw a hot take out there? I don't care about Blade at all. Blade's never really interested me, and I feel like that's a blasphemous take. Maybe I need to go rewatch the movies. Maybe the reason why, the only one I'm the most familiar with, which isn't even that much as well, is the one with Ryan Gosling, which I've heard is not good, but Anyway, bringing Wolvie in here. Oh, he just looks so good. He looks so good. I feel like this figure, high key, is better than this one. Let me get him in a neutral stance. I just keep him posed with the claws up so the claws don't get damaged. But, like, I feel like this figure high key clears, and I'll explain why in a second. But before that, we'll get into the accessories. He doesn't come with an insane amount, but he comes with one fist and then, like, a trigger finger hand. He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't come with anything. It's annoying that he only has one fist, but it is what it is, I guess. You're gonna keep him with the claws. Then he comes with what I believe is the exact same neutral masked face as this figure, but with a little bit of battle damage. And I don't care for the neutral face. I feel like he looks odd. I feel like Wolverine with the mask. I don't know. I like him with the grimace, the growl, which is odd because I don't really like figures that have an insanely expressive face like that, because sometimes it's annoying. I feel like for Wolverine, you have to have him with the grimace. I have him like this. Well, I think this is the only face, I think, right, for this guy. But, like, love it on him. And I don't really care for the neutral expression on him. And I'm loving it on him. It looks great. Look at that grimace. Look at and the paint looks nice as well. And I feel it just looks so good. It looks so peak. And those are the only accessories he comes with. But if you do have that original one, you can pop the Hugh Jackman head sculpt on, because again, it's the same figure. And then you can have him looking like that, which looks awesome as well. Again, don't know why they didn't include the Hugh Jackman. I know why they didn't include it, because then they can make you buy the other figure. Fun. But it looks good, but I'm going to keep him with this. And then I guess that's cool because he can be my masked Wolverine, and this one can now be my unmasked Wolverine. And then I've just circled around to what they look like in the movie. But, oh, I can't lie. I like this one more. Because, I don't know, like, I like this design. I think it's cool, but then I don't know, the more I stare at it, the more, like, my mind... Because I feel like, remember that era when the only thing we knew from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie was that one shot of the two of them, and I just kept staring at the suit to the point where it just didn't feel like anything at all? I feel like this one just feels more Wolverine, because you got the arms out, which feels more comic accurate. Then, I don't know, again, I usually don't like grimed, dirtied up figures, but I don't know, it just works for Wolverine. And they also changed the shade of yellow. It's slightly more of a pure yellow. This is more like a golden yellow, and this is more just regular yellow. I don't know if it's be better to compare the backs. I don't know if it's like really coming up on screen. I probably looked schizophrenic, but no, in person, it's a much more noticeable, like, yellowish yellow than the more, like, golden yellow of this suit. And I feel like it just works. And I feel like the blue is also a bit lighter as well. I don't know. Okay, I might be going a little crazy with that one. Maybe it's just the way the blue's painted on the lighter yellow makes it look lighter. And I don't know, just this Wolverine I just like more. I guess because, again, since it's got its arms out, it feels more comic accurate. He's got the grimace. He's beaten up a bit. Whereas this guy's very clean, doesn't have the arms out. But I don't know, I prefer this guy. I don't know. Because I feel like when they revealed him, I was like, I don't care. I mean, I toyed with the idea of making a custom with, like, the sleeves down. But I was just like, I don't know if I care that much. And, like, we're not even in focus. But again, when this was released, when the wave was announced, I was like, I'm going to get brown suit and that's it. I didn't even pay this guy any mind. But honestly, having it in person, I do honestly really like it. And we'll get into some of the closer details. Again, that head sculpt looks great. Chest looks really cool. Great battle damage. One thing I will say, and I hate it so much, Hasbro does it all the time. If you're going to battle damage a figure, do everywhere. Why is it always just the front and then the back is pristine? It looks like he just got hit with a bunch of mud from the front and nothing's on the back. Little annoying, especially with how heavy-handed it is on the chest. Would have loved to see a bit more on the back. I guess that's something that's kind of easy to fix up with some paint, but you shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? But again, look, oh, it just looks so good. Then the arms out make the suit work so much better. Like, it's such a subtle thing, but it just makes the suit work so much more than when the arms weren't out. I don't know. I mean, I guess because that's just how the comic suit looks. But even, I don't know, just something about it just makes it work so much more. I don't know. Then you got the claws looking nice and thick as well. And he's got a couple cuts here. Then come down to the belt, and it's essentially just the same figure as the previous Wolverine because it's the same suit. And that previous Wolverine figure was peak. Although I'm glad this kind of had a weird thing with the hip. I feel like the hip joint was a little weird on my figure. It's perfect on this guy. This is going to be my main Wolverine for now on. One thing I am sad about, and I don't get why they did it in the movie. Why did they have him remove the shoulder pads in the movie? Because they were so close to comic, well, some more accurate to the design, right? No, it's a blend of the two, but like, we're so close to having comic perfection with the shoulder pads. Why did they have them get removed? And I'm debating on whether or not I care enough. But honestly, to get the shoulder pads, I think you have to swap it at the shoulder because of how they're connected. And I'm like, do I care enough about the shoulder pads? No. It's one of those where I'll do it, and then I never will. But you could probably easily buy this figure, pop the arms, maybe pop them off, swap them. You'd still have that, but you'd get the shoulder pads at least. But honestly, it oddly doesn't bother me as much on this figure, I feel. I don't know what it is. I really like this figure. Again, that original Wolverine was a great figure to begin with. And I feel like this has just made it even better. Like, he just looks so good. And every pose you put him in. Oh, again, my only complaint so far is the battle damage not being there. Like, either fully commit to the battle damage or don't even bother. And also, if you were so curious, here's what the grimacing head looks like on this figure. Again, I don't know. He looked too clean. I think that's my problem with that figure, is that he just looks too clean and pristine, and Wolverine is not a clean and pristine guy. I feel like the dirtiness just matches him more. But yeah, articulation-wise, dumbbell joint at the head. Can look down that. No, he doesn't look down at all. What the hell? I mean, I guess he does, but like, it's not. Ooh. Can look up decently. Rotates. I feel like not really like ball joint. Oh wait, this just moves. Kind of butterfly ball joint. Whatever's going on here. Can move out that far. Could shift up and down. Rotates. Did that rotate with it? I don't know. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist, in and out, I believe on all of the hands, yes. Ab crunch, which moves pretty well. Waist joint, and the belt is separate, although it is a bit harder to move separately on this figure specifically compared to the previous Wolverine, which moved a lot easier. Also, yeah, just get a good look at all the little details. Love the X. And there's like a bunch of just silver detail throughout. It's just such a good figure. Can kick, not the most forward or back, but he's got a little bit of kick back there. Can do the splits decently well. Thigh rotation, double jointed knee. Come on. Little awkward leg. And I do remember the knee fell off of my Wolverine when I first got it on the other figure. So luckily, his knees seem to be intact. Up and down, rocker. Again, average Marvel Legends articulation. But how tall is Wolverine? Well, he really shouldn't be that tall, but he is also played by Hugh Jackman, so, you know. Bringing in a Star Wars and Transformers comparison, here he is next to Black Series Anakin and Studio Series Thundercracker. And surprisingly, he's the tallest here, which again probably shouldn't be Wolverine, but you know, it is what it is. And then here he is next to the NECA Pennywise and I think the Fonjoy Superman. And for some more fun Marvel comparisons, for some MCU, here he is next to his counterpart Deadpool. The Wolverine is such a better figure than Deadpool, it's like not even funny. And then I think the last Legends I've reviewed, the Iron Man Mark III, who surprisingly holds up and is actually a decent figure compared to the original release of this guy, so that's nice. And for some Wolverine fun, here he is next to the 97 Wolverine, and then the forgot what that Wolverine's called, but that Wolverine, they look great together. And then finally, here he is next to that previous Wolverine release. I also feel like the battle damage makes this weird black line that's painted in not as noticeable and jarring. Again, it just, I can't even really pinpoint what it is, but this figure just, like, this is a good figure, but this just, again, the battle damage, the arms out, the growling face just clears this guy out of the water. Highly recommend this guy. If you're wanting a good MCU Wolverine, definitely recommend this guy. He, dare I say, one of my favorite Legends. He looks great, he feels great. No real issues. I'd give him a solid 9 out of 10. Only issue I really have with him is, again, what are we doing here? And the fact that he didn't come with an unmasked head. Because, come on now, Hasbro. You could add it. You've made like 10 Wolverines. You can add the unmasked head. But it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Gonna try to be more consistent, but I've said that many times, and then I disappear for like a month. But you know what? There seems to be a lot of cool figures gonna be coming out soon. Definitely gonna pick up, well, it's obvious I'm gonna pick up the Marvel Rivals Moon Knight, that's a given. But yeah, hopefully we get some brand new day reveals. Oh, that'll be hype. But yeah, I like how I was gonna try and make this a shorter video, and then it's like 20 minutes. I don't think I'm capable of making a short video. But anyway, like, subscribe. Hopefully you've had a wonderful day. Hopefully you will continue to have wonderful days. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.